Then you have the emunah as the background. No. But the background of all of our tefillah is the emunah. We're going to discuss that how the koach, the amount that a person really, really means it, is how much you really, really believe that you're being poel something, that there's a boreol, that he's actually connected you when you're davening, and that your tefillah actually works. You have to have emunah in tefillah. You have to have emunah in tefillah. It's very, very emunah in general, but emunah in tefillah. Okay. So now let's start. Let's continue here. Okay, everybody has by the book Lachash in his bar. And that's unfortunately these page numbers. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe before each Torah we'll have to write down, we'll go through the whole Torah, write pages 1, 2, whatever it is, and then I'll tell you the page. Might actually be smart. Yeah. Maybe we'll do that after tonight. Okay. So everybody has in the bold on the left side Lachash in his bar? Yes? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. Good. The answer, I have no idea. Lachash in his bar, after we learned that a person davens with his full koach. And therefore, his tefillah goes into the path, one of the 12 paths. One of the 12 shvatim is connected 12 pathways of tefillah that gets sent up. What gets sent back down to him is a freshness and energy in all of his avodas Hashem. And not only that, with his tefillah, he's mashpia chiyas to everything in the world. Blades of grass, people, cars, whatever, doesn't matter. Everything in the world gets its koach, its energy from our tefillah. Not only that, we're also, Kodesh Baruch Hu sends us zivugim. He sends us parnasa. Because when we're mezavik zivugim to Kodesh Baruch Hu, when we're mefarnes Hashem, how are you mefarnes Hashem? By recognizing Kodesh Baruch Hu and Shchinte, that everything in the world is a Kodesh Baruch Hu, and you daven that way, praising Him, Hodah and Bakasha, that's mefarnes Hashem. That's how you give Hashem, quote unquote, parnasa. And then Memela, you get sent back to you. Now, after all that, a person needs a tremendous zechus. For a person to get to this tefillah, the tefillah that goes up is the tefillah when a person is able to find his path amongst the 12. Everybody fits into one of the 12 paths. It takes a big zechus to get to that. So let's start the Torah. Says Menachem with the notes here, of course. V'hinei Nizbar kind of explained until now. Shekol shevet yesh lo sham yuchad shederech sham nechnaset tefillah. So each shevet has his own gate where his tefillah goes. V'yidei shatefillah nechnases va'olu m'koma. If you don't have the sefer, you need to use a Likutey Mavur. So you might want to look on. I'm reading straight with the notes. So if you can look on, I'm sorry, I'll make copies next week. I apologize. And when the tefillah goes in the proper path and it gets sent up to Shemayim, he gets new kochos in his ruchnias and avodas Hashem, in his zivugim, strengthens his already created zivugim, and it's also gives him parnasa. And he's goring what? That the shevet is mashpia to the mazel, the mazolos above. The hamazel yashpia shefalo. Right? That's how it goes. Again, it's like the satellites. We send our tefillahs up. Or you want to make a phone call. I want to call Jay. It doesn't just go right to Jay. It has to travel hundreds and thousands of miles up. Crazy. And then back down to Jay. So if we want our tefillah to work, the way it goes is it sends it up and then it comes back down. Achtzar, who says zechus gadol, we need a big zechus. And as I like to always say, zechus doesn't just mean it's like some, segula. Where did the word zechus come from? What's the shorter? Zach. What's Shem and Zai is zach? We're getting to Chanukah soon. What's zach? Pure. Clean. The way that you're zochet to something is when you purify yourself. That's what it means. You're zochet to it. When you're roy for it. When you've created the vessel that the light needs to come in, right? When you're mezachich yourself. lot of chuz over here. When you cleanse yourself, you become the vessel for that light. So you need a big zchus. She is called mahalos tefilos of derech shar hashayach l'shivto, to be zochet, to find that derech, that shar, that gate where your tefillah can go up. Ki l'shem kach tzarech l'das ma'u shoresh. Person needs to know what's his root. You need to find out what are the roots of these 12 pathways to find out where's which one's mine. That's not so posh. And if I don't find the proper pathway, it's not going to not work at all, but it's not going to be effective or as effective as it should be. And then the tefillah is not really going to go too far. It's still going to be it's still going to be good. You went to shul, you tried to daven. There's still a mila, but unless you find that pathway, it's not going to change your whole life. Rabbi ben Yamin, the Gemara tells in Brachos, he says, Abba ben Yamin says, Kol yomai, my entire life, hayisim et star al shnei devarim. I was very bothered by these two things. Al tefilasi shetehei samach l'mitasi, that my tefillah should be close to my bed. And the next thing they bring in the note here, what was the second thing he was bothered by? And my bed should be placed in between north and south, not mizrach to ma'arav, not east to west, but going the way of north and south. So in the Pashup shot, as Rashi explains, they bring the note here. What does it mean? I daven, I was makbet to daven close to my bed. It means I was makbet to daven shachris very quickly after I got out of my bed. That's the Pashup shot. And then my bed was placed in between from north to south. Because it's machlokas whether the Shechina is in the east or the west. Therefore, if one would have tashmish, it shouldn't be neged east or the west. It should rather be north south. Fine, that's the pashup shot. But we don't usually go with the pashup shot here. The Ramez is according to Rabbi Sha'amar. What did it really mean in Pneumius? Al tefillah also that my tefillah should take samach l'mitasi. That my tefillah should be close to my bed. What does that mean? Says Rabbi Nachman, hainu kanal, like we've explained. Just aga for those who might not know. Rabbi Nachman often says big yesodos, and then he finds gemaras and chazals where he plugs everything in. So this is one of the times where he's plugging into something that we already learned, not necessarily any new ideas, but you see the galus of Rabbi Nachman and where he was getting a lot of his information from. Shiyispalo derech shar hamate shelo. Mita and mate is a similar word. Mita means bed. Mate means like a shavet. Ki yesh shnei masar matos, right? The shvatim are also called matos. Ki shvatim nikrai matos k'moshe namar l'shemos matos avosam yinchalu. That klai, so the shvatim are going to get a nachala in Eretz Yisrael. What's the word that they use for shevet? A mate. The kol echem me shvatim yesh, next page, lo shar miyuchad. And we know each shevet of the 12 shvatim has their own specific path of tefillah, like we've explained. Shederech shan tzricha la'alos tefillah, so that's the way that the tefillah goes up. The hispalu lakach. So what was he mitzvah about? What was Abba ben Yamin really mitzvah about? That my tefillah should be close to my bed. The pashup shot is in zman, that I should daven very quickly after I get out of bed. Rabbi Nachman says according to the Torah, it's like this. My tefillah should be very close to my bed, not my bed, but my shevet, mate, shevet. And my tefillah should be in line with who I am. To the shorish of my neshama, which is one of the 12 pathways. So Abba ben Yamin was davening my whole life, and my whole life I was mitzvah to try to get my tefillah to be in line with the shevet that I come from, which probably was ben Yamin, right? Dahainu mishar shevet shelo, mita hu osum osil shamata. And that's the Ramaz of Menachem saying mita and mata. Umashayim et star yispar shlinyanenu shemispal. And what he was bothered by was this inyan of tefillah. He wanted to make sure that he davened appropriately. Not only in the Ramaz over here, that mita, my bed, is like mate, the shevet, shar tefillah stricha likanas derech sham, that he wanted to get his tefillah to be connected to his shevet. Not only that, this Gemara is Muramas too. That's what we just discussed. There's a second reference to our Torah. Ramas b'mila mita. The word mita also has a reference to what? Gaminin has zivug, to zivugim. V'haparnasa. In our Torah, we've discussed that when we daven, if you want to get zivugim and you want to get parnasa, you have to connect your tefillah to your shevet, to your pathway. So already in the first memra of Av Ben Yamin, he was saying, I wanted to make sure that my davening was connected to my shevet. Why? We'll see in a second, because of the second memra of Av Ben Yamin. Ki lezeh loshen mita. Ki mita loshen zivug. But Av Ben Yamin wanted to put his bed north to south because of the union of zivug. Right? Like he said, like Rashi, like even Rashi explained the Pashup Shah. Zivug. Mita, a bed, is in reference to zivug, to tashmish. Kemaimar Osamach Shalom Rabbi Yamin says, Al mitasi shetehinu suna, right? That my bed should be placed right north to south. Shakavana sham leinian zivug kipshuta. The union of zivug, there's many different inyanim within a marriage. Whether you're not married, to get married, and if you're married, to strengthen that marriage in all the different aspects. I'm not going to give a shalom bias from us over here, but there's many different aspects within the zivug, mental, emotional, physical, right? There's a lot of different things. So also when you daven, you're mizavig, kujericha shchinte, Kodesh Baruch Hu helps you strengthen your zivug in all different areas. And mita hu b'china zivug. And mita, the bed, is the lashon of zivug. Right? So that's how the two Moharan of Av Ben Yamin come together. I wanted to daven to get to my path in order that it goes up, and then it's going to send me back down the union of zivug, my mita. Gam is another reference here. We said not just zivugim become affected by our tefillah, but also our parnasa. Right, our parnasa. So gam mata he bechinas parnasa. So the name mata, again from mita, this play on words. Mata is also in reference to parnasa. Kamosha Kosov. The pasuk says, "Leaning haklos by the curses in Yisrael, kindness of Torah when Klal Yisrael does not make kind of Torah." The pasuk says, "B'shivri lachem mate lechem." I will break your staff of bread. So you see the lashon mate. Lechem is always an Indian of parnasa. So mate lechem. The mata, the staff, is in reference to the bread, to parnasa. Harisha parnasa mechuna mata. That parnasa has a nickname called mata. Umita hu osam osios shamata. And the mita, I want my bed placed north to south. I want to get from my being a star on my tefillah, right? That my mitasi should be close. That when I get up, it should be close again. What was the lashon? Al tefillah shetei samach lemitasi, and my tefillah should be close to my mater, the pathway of my tefillah, sending it up, in order that I get my mater coming down, my parnas. That's how Rabbi Nachman's learning these two statements of Av Ben Yamin. Yes? Clear, right? So again, nothing new in the ideas, but how he plugs it into a Gemara, something that we never in our lives would have seen.
How did we originally come up with the tefillah that's connected to the zivug and the parnasa? What was the connection originally?
Kashin Kriyas Yamsuf. Kriyas Yamsuf. It's just like it was hard for Kodesh Baruch Hu to split the sea. It was also hard for Kodesh Baruch Hu to mizavik zivugim and parnasa. There's 12 splits in Yamsuf according to the Medrash. That's the 12 pathways of tefillah for each sheva. That's what. So he goes weiter. Shnei masar matos. These 12 matos. Pathways of tefillah, gormin, zivug, mafarnas. They cause for us a zivug and a farnas. Now, just to note, and we will discuss this throughout the rest of the Torah, that of course, there's an inyan where you're setting the tefillahs up and they're coming down. But we have to understand, in a more pashut way maybe, is that the way that a person finds his path of tefillah, and when he davens tefillah b'koach, what he's doing, the only way that you can really do this is with emunah. be'emes emunah, real emunah, which takes a lot of work. You have to look at Sfarim. What people think is emunah is not really emunah. Right? Emunah doesn't just mean, oh, there's a Rebbeinu Shalom. There's a lot more than that. It's not hard, but your person has to learn. There's different Sfarim. But when a person davens better, he davens better because his emunah is stronger. Obviously, I think it's obvious that one's parnasa and one's shalom bayis is also totally in his emunah. The more one sees God in everything, kipshuto, his parnasa gets better. Whether that means he does better, or he realizes that whatever he's supposed to have, he has, right? Emunah b'tachon. And the shalom bayis gets better. Because Emunah teaches a lot of things. I'm not going to get into the whole shmooze now. But of course, the davening is going up and sending back down. But again, tefillah is totally in our emunah. Tefillah and emunah is the same thing.
Also, zivug is a connection. You've had the right business partners. You have the right job. If zivug is in all in Brooklyn and Gashri.
Remember this: tefillah is the maisa of emunah. It's the maisa mitzvah of emunah. And you could also do emunah a lot of times during the day. Every day, your tefillah is a maisa mitzvah of emunah. Like we're discussing. Are you really praising? Are you really who are you thanking? Is it just going like to Shemayim? Or do you really believe that Borei Olam is everywhere? Tefillah is a serious thing. That's when you can work on your emunah. That's when you test your emunah.
Listen. Unless you believe that your tefillah is being heard by the Baruch.
Yeah. That's part of it.
Very strong. People say, oh, not necessarily. How do I know?
You have to have emunah and tefillah.
How
You
do I
have to have
know?
emunah and tefillah that he's listening and it really mamish works. Okay, I wanted to make that point clear because sometimes we might miss it. It just sounds like this thing. We're just like sending up these signals. We are, but it's a revelation of the self as well. It's a revelation of the self. You work on that emunah. Okay, let's continue. We're going to continue to build throughout this Torah. Right? We're going to build this in. Kamosha Romas b'mayim ha'chachmeinu. Chazal tell us kasha zivugin v'kasha mezon also right k'kriyas yamsuf. V'im kein milvan ha'romas b'milamita shespal shat tefillah tavor derech hamata shelo. Right, he's just summing up. Besides, for the Remez in this Gemara, that mita means mata, means my shevet, and then when I daven, I have to connect it to that shevet. The hainu shevet shelo. Od romas b'milazu. Another Remez in the word mita, as it is in mate. Gamin in zivug v'parnasa. It's also talking to us about our zivugim and our parnasa shemagim al yidei shatfila that reach us through our tefillah. Shalom overes derech hashevet shayich lo, that we get back what we send up through our shevet, through our path.
Why so many sources?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I feel like it's.
No, I'm telling you, this is like when he goes back and forth. He says big yisodos, and he plugs it in. It sounds like it's a lot of ramaz. It sounds like it's like we don't really need it.
It sounds like he continues finding like another pasuk we can make like a diak and try to like figure out. Oh, how can we have another mita with parnasa?
What, you want more or you want less?
No,
Right now, I mean,
I love it. I'm just saying.
The Sefer adds a lot of words here, but he's basically saying mita is three matas: the mata mashevet, the mata of zivug, which is really mita, and then mata of parnasa. That's we could have said that in like 10 words. But are we good? Not good? Perfect. Such a muna. Wow. Okay. I expect that everybody here is going to be down like a 45-minute shmeiser tonight, no? If we're awake.
We need a mini.
Mars hard.
We need a mini that davens.
We need a mini. No,
Don't
that's
have
true.
Okay.
No, a mini that davens.
Oh.
We'll get it.
Well, you do go do one for 45 minutes. Do that.
It's true. Weiter. Here we go. The second thing Abin Yamin daven for, Ram is Bogam Kain Dover Shaykh Liyim Hashem. A little bit of a similar Ram here. The second thing he davened for, Kigam Hispal Abin Yamin al Shivto, she is Kilishne Shulchanos. He was davening for 2 tables, a Chachma v'Ashiris. That's the lashon of the Gemara. Two tables. Table of Chachma, wisdom, we call Ruchnius, and Ashiris. Right? He wanted his davening to bring him to mezachich himself, to purify himself, to be zochet to Chachma and Ashiris. This is the second thing that he was very bothered by, that he was working hard on. My bed should take and my bed should be placed north to south. Chazal tells in Baba Basra, if a person wants wisdom, he wants Chachma, Yadrin, daven towards the south. And a person wants to become wealthy, Yatzbin, turn towards the north. Why? The Simonach of the Gemara tells us, Shulchan B'tzafon, if you're walking in to the Beis HaMikdash, the north was to your right, and the south was to your left. The right side had the Shulchan B'tzafon. Shulchan is representative of the 12 breads, the 12 pathways of Mazonos that come back to us. And the menorah was on the left side. For you guys, it would be this way. The menorah we know is Chachma. Dainu. Shaharotza liskos lichachma. If a person wants to be zochet to Chachma, yispal kishapanav l'darm. He should face a little bit towards the south. Vaharotza liskos lashiris. If a person wants to be zochet to some wealth, yispal kishapanav l'tzafon. Turn towards the north. V'ro manu shedarim rom is a Chachma. So we see here, darom is the union of Chachma, the menorah. Safon is rom is lashiris. And this is what Abinah meant. Al mitasi that my mita, my bed, dainu, mate, my shevet, my davening should cause what? I want my tefillah to be north and south type tefillahs. In order that I can get chachma and ashiras. All tefillah, we explained, everything in this world, chachma, ashiras, whatever it is, comes from our tefillah. So there's certain ways, right? A little bit to the south, a little bit to the north. You have to incline yourself. What that means in Pneumius, we're not discussing right just yet exactly. But Kipshuta means a little bit to the north, a little bit to the south. And that will be Zocha to Chachma and Ashiras. Because you're sending up and you're getting back. Yes?
Yes.
Yaakov should call Shem Asar Shvatim. Yaakov, you know, who's called all 12 Shvatim? See, we've been discussing the 12 Shvatim right now. 12 Shvatim, 12 paths, 12 months, 12 different Sirufei of Havaya. That's really where it's going. Right? 12 Mazalos. Like the 12 Shvatim davened, they sent it up to 12 Mazalos, or really through 12 Chadashim, 12 months, which is 12 Mazalos, which goes to 12 Malachim, which goes to 12 Sirufei Havaya, and then back down. Now, Yaakov, Shu Kol Shnei Masar Shvatim, he was the one above all 12. All 12 kilu are within him. Kilu Avim, he's their father. Yaakov understood the source, the shorish of each one of them. As we know, he gave a bracha to each one of the shvatim according to their shorish of their neshama. Right? Parshas Vayechi. He knew the pathways of each of the shvatim and how to guide them, that their tefillahs would go according to their path. Meaning a person, right, when I daven, if I'm not connected to my panemius, so then I might not be davening myself. Let's say I'm looking at the guy next to me, and his mom is giving me a good shuckle, and I start shuckling like him. That means I'm not davening to the shorish of my neshama. I'm copying somebody else. Person, just because a person's davening saying the words doesn't mean he's even davening his own davening. Right? A person has to find an amkus within himself. We discussed with Cook a few weeks ago. The panemius of himself. The amuna within himself. From that place, you have to daven. So Yaakov understood each one of his children. And we'll discuss later on, not tonight, about the tzaddik. How the tzaddik can also find within us and help us take our tefillas on the right path. We'll get to that, but this is already a little bit of a foreshadowing. He doesn't mention it exactly as the tzaddik, but of course Yaakov is always the tzaddik. Bishvil Zeksiv, the next page, it says, Kosu b'shas b'tiroso, b'shas Yaakov Avinu leaving the world. Pasuk says, V'yesov Yaakov ragel v'amita. Yaakov gathered his legs onto the bed. The remez is ki raglov ze bechinas tefillah. Another remez that raglov is a lashon tefillah. How did he get there? Moshe Kosev, the pasuk in Tehillim tells us, tzedek lefonav yahalech, righteousness before him will go. It's tzedek kind of tefillah. Tzedek in the Gemara over here, in the Gemara in Brachos, we'll see in a second, is talking about tefillah. Sha'odem matzdik is boro. The Gemara there is saying, I don't think he quotes it here. The Gemara there has two statements. Gemara says that a person is not supposed to do his own inyanim before davening. Take care of a Kodesh Baruch Hu's inyanim, davening, and then go on your way. Tzedek lefonav yahalech. You should take care of tzedek. You should daven, the Gemara says, and then yahalech, and then go. And then it says another thing, that if you do daven before you do your stuff, then a Kodesh Baruch Hu will give you a bracha on your stuff. Tzedek lefonav yahalech. If you daven first, then you'll get a tzedek. You'll get like tzedakah. Two different ways of saying it, but in the first way, tzedek means tefillah. Person should daven before his own stuff. But tzedek kind of tefillah. Tzedek comes from the sphere of Malchus, which is also tefillah. Sh'adam matzdik es boro. He's matzdik a Kodesh Baruch Hu, his creator. He puts a Kodesh Baruch Hu first. He finds righteousness in God's eyes by what he does. The remez is that the tzedek in this pasuk, which is the bechin of tefillah, he kashul inyan yahalech, dahin l'ragayim. Tzedek lefonav yahalech. The tzedek, the tefillah, will go walking. How do you walk? With ragayim. Now, if I would say this remez, you probably would, you wouldn't hear it. Right? He's saying yahalech now is ragayim. So says Rabbi Nachman, or the note to explain. L'chein raglov is ramas tefillah. So now we have, if tzedek, which is tefillah, yahalech goes, walks, and the way you walk is with legs. So therefore, tefillah and regel are also the same thing. Vim Kain, what's the remez of the pasuk? The yes of Yaakov raglov, Yaakov Avinu gathered up his legs onto the bed. What was he gathering? It's a tefillah shekol echad. He's gathering all the raglaim, all the tefillah. It's interesting he doesn't mention bed here. El hamita loshen mata. Oh, the hainu el shar shaykh l'shevet shalom. The yes of Yaakov Raglov, he gathered all the tefillahs of all of them, el hamita, and gave each one, sent it on its way, on its right path, according to the shorish of that shevet's neshama. He was connected, he combined all the tefillahs and sent it to their shorish. Again, we're still in like the remez part of the Torah over here. Not necessarily new yediyas. The only new yediyah here is that we mentioned the tzaddik now. And we'll get into him a little bit more in a little bit.
It seems like he's alluding to what we're going to be speaking about, how the tzaddik stole their guides.
Yeah, exactly.
Acknowledging, I want to know mine.
What?
I want to know mine now.
It's totally in your moon. I'll give you the quick ending over here. Which is not the quick ending, of course. It's the longer, shorter, longer path. It's the shorter, longer path. No, longer, shorter path. Yeah, thank you. See, someone's paying attention. That's Tanya. Okay, let's do this paragraph here. Now here's a chiddush. You ready? This paragraph is going to be a chiddush. What comes out of this is that Yaakov Avinu also had the koach to give a chelek of the world to Yosef. Kamosha Kasa, the pasuk says, in the end of Bereshis, I gave to you, Yosef, Shechem, another portion. Right, everybody got one portion. Yosef got two portions. Shenasan Yosef matana es ha-bechora. He gave Yosef the bechora. Sheyidlu banav shnei chalakim be'eretz Yisrael. He gave to Yosef's children two portions in Eretz Yisrael. Ki al yedei tefillah, so through his tefillah Yaakov Avinu, hayam mashpia chiyas lekol shalosha chelkei olam. Yaakov Avinu, through his tefillah, he's sending up signals to the three parts of the world. What are the three parts? Shem Olam HaShafel, HaOlam Hazeh, our world. Of Olam HaKochavim, HaOlam Shel HaKochavim HaMazalos, Shu Me'al Olam Hazeh, it's above Olam Hazeh. You could say there's two parts of Olam Asiyah. It's probably the upper part of Olam Asiyah, the ruchnius of Olam Asiyah, not the physicality down here. We know that when we send up tefillah to the mazalos is what's mashpia down here, like the Medrash told us. Rabbi Nachman brought it. No, it's not brought over here. That every blade of grass has a mazel and a kochav, right? That says to each blade of grass, gadel. Each mazel has underneath it a portion of the world. It's broken down to 12. However that is. Shosu mazel megadol also mashpia lo shefa. That everything has a connection to some mazel. And that mazel gives it shefa and gives it the vitality to grow. So we have olam hashafa, olam hakochav, and now olam hamalachim, which is even higher. Ha'olam shal malachim shu me'ala olam hakochav hamazalos. Which we could say, right, there's 4 olamas. Yes? Atzilas, Bria, Yetzira, and Asiya. But there are 4 different olamas. Not physical worlds, of course. The only physical world is the Olam Asiya Shabasiya. So when we daven, we're in the Olam Asiya Shabasiya. We send it up to where? The Mazalos, the Kochavim, which is like the upper Olam Asiya, which goes even higher to Yetzira, which is where the Malachim are. This is where we're going to stop right now. But what I'll tell you is that really, it goes even to higher, which is Olam HaBriya, which is where, and Shamas are there. It's really you're davening to yourself. And even higher than that is Atzilus, which is where Yud Kivav is. That's the Shtash, that's what we're doing. When you daven with strong Amunah, that's what's happening. It's not really going up. Not really, it's going into different Olamos of Ruchnius. Yes? Deeper, to the Mazel within me, to the Malach within me, to my Neshama, to then the Yud Kivav within me. Okay? And from that place, a person changes. That's really what's going on. So the Ha'olam Shamalachim Shu Me'ala Olam HaKochav Mazalos. The Malachim are above the Kochav and the Mazalos. The Malachim Mashpiyim Shefel HaKochav Mazalos Manhigim Osam. The Malachim are higher than the Mazalos. So when we send our tefillas up, according to the path, and it goes high, it goes to the Malachim, who sends down to the Mazel, who sends back down into the world. We explain, when you send your tefillah according to your path, according to your shoresh of your shevet, yesh l'tefillah koach, your tefillah has the power, la'orer es ha'malach ha'mamuna al ha'mazel shu k'neged shevet zeh. You're giving the malach, who's appointed over the mazalos, you're telling him, send down the shefa. And he sends down to that mazel, connected your shevet, to you. And then that mazel sends down shefa to your work, sends shefa down to your buys, sends shefa down to your car, connected you. That's what happens. Since Yaakov knew how to gather all the tefillas and send them to the proper shevet, the proper path, he was able to what? Send shefa to the malach, to the koch, then send down to the kochavim, to the stars, and then to split up the inheritance, and all the shefa is going to come down to each of the 12 shvatim. He was able to cause that by his davening, which was such a powerful tefillah. He understood all the 12 paths. And since he, listen to this, since he, Yaakov, became the one who was ultimately was from him that he was sending shefa down to the world, because it was going up to the satellites and then back down. Since he was the one who was being mashpia on the world, the nimsa shu kaimas ha'olam, and because of him, the world was mekuyim, was lasting. It had shefa and all types of shefa. And Kain Haisalo bailus ala olam. He had a certain bailus in the world. Like he took ownership, meaning, right? It's only but because of me that the world is going. So therefore I have the rights to do what I want. So he was able to give an extra chelik to Yosef. Because that all the chalakim of Eretz Yisrael were told on him. He had the Bible. Yaakov Chevel Nachlosa. All the Nachlos telling him.
What was happening before him then?
There was no love. And which the question?
With regard to tefillah coming down through the paths, through the shvat.
The other Nachlos, I guess. Saying how did the world get vitality? From all the tzaddikim we had, even from Adam Rishon. We see already that the rain didn't come because Adam Rishon wasn't there to daven for the rain.
But the shvat then, what was the 12 paths? What did they represent?
Then maybe it was one then, three. He says, V'zer remaz l'mimila Shechem. Shu Rosh Tevos. Shechem is Rosh Tevos. Shofel Kochav Malach. Those are the three alamos that Yaakov Avinu davened straight up. It's the Shofel, up to the Kochav, and up to the Malach, and then from there, he had the Koach to be able to split up and give vitality to the world. Kimur Pasuk Shekol Zeh Sheyachal Lases Liyosef Chelik Mechelke Olam Zochai Dei Tfilah. It was all through his tefillah, all through his zikuch of tefillah, his purity of tefillah, they were able to stand up. What did the pasuk say? How did he get that extra chelik of Shechem that he was able to give out? So Yaakov Avinu told us, I'm giving you Shechem, asher lakachti miyad, I took it with my own hand, ha'amori b'charbi b'kashti, I took it from the Amori through my Pashup Pshat is my charbi, bakashti, my sword, and my bow. Targum Onkelos everybody knows, b'tfilasi bakashasi, through my tefillah. That's what it meant, b'charbi bakashti. So, v'hainu sha'yidei tfilasi bakashasa she'al yoda heshpiach chiyas l'olam, through his tefillah, through his bakashas, through his Shemona Esrei, praising, hodah, with strong amunah. It was through him all the chiyas of the world came. And therefore he had bailas to give any nachal he wanted to whoever he wanted. So he gave a chelik, to extra chelik to Yosef. Shechem shehi miloshen chelik. Gemara says in Bava Basra that Shechem means a chelik. It's an inyan hazeh sheYaakov by Tfilaso heshpiach chiyas l'olam hashafel l'kocham l'malachim through Yaakov Avinu sending the tefillah all the way up. Yosef is a chelik hanosav Eretz Yisrael. He was able to give Yosef an extra chelik. Look at the pasuk here. Asher lakachti miyad. I took it with my hands through my tefillah. So if you remember in the first chabura we mentioned 3 parts of tefillah. Kol, koach, yes, focus, kavana, and then amunah. Who do we mention? Who are the 3? David, Moshe, and David was the kol. Moshe was the amunah.
Yes.
And Yosef was the Kavanah, which the Gematria of all 3 equals Tefillah. What's Miyad? Moshe, Yosef, and David. So Asher L'kachti Miyad, right? When you daven that way, those 3 parts of Tefillah, then you also could send Chiyas into the world. Shazochem et Hashem to daven in this way.
Alright.
We just have them.
There's no here. He's coming.
Who's coming?
11. He's here and he has a couple there.
Yeah. I'm saying we just have 10 right now. I don't want to.
Aaron?
Aaron,
You're
we were texting.
are you?
Yeah.
Hey. It's actually a couple of faces coming out trying to see who
You gotta get more.
Yes, is there another way to send besides the I'll tell you what. I don't have I can't get the app. My phone's too old. Is there another way to send it as a file?
You're gonna drop? Well, you don't do that in Dropbox? Can you convert it